right, guys. Today we're going to talk about. It's funny that I'm getting this segment. We're going to talk about something that has us happy or glad or something good that's going on in the community right now within board games. I feel attacked. I feel targeted. Um,
Hey,
Trolled?
just like Andy had penance for having to play a co-op, you have penance for your anger last episode.
correct. And you know what? It's fair. It's fair. I came a little hard. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm gonna pull the curtain back and break the fourth wall. Right. Anytime you are doing any sort of entertainment, right? They tell you, well, there's two things: either be completely someone different. Sure, that's fine. That's completely acting, right? Or be yourself, just turned up to 11. Okay, be a caricature of yourself,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been on this show. Now, that you're still probably going to find it. Those of you at home are going to be like, wait a second, this is just him at 11. Like he really is this way, just a little turned up. It 100% is true. Like, this is who I am, right? But I do, go a little overboard for comedic value sometimes. So, especially like where I was trashing all the different categories and stuff from the Dice Tower Awards about like newest game that's easy to play and blah blah. Yeah, I was being a little mean, a little serious. Like Final Girl, for example, the solo games. Everyone talks so big about it. I would love to get it played at some point just because I want to know what it's about, right? Even though I was like not interested. I have friends, right? Like I get it. So there's that. So, but I
You
do want to say
had friends.
I
Had.
I had friends before the show. Now it's all okay. Exactly. Good point. Good point. But I think that the reality is, because I was talking about like I'm not happy where the industry's going. It's all about birds and nature and all this dumb crap I don't care about, right? But
Birds of
the
nature and
truth
crap,
is,
man.
if you go back to the Gen Con episode, you actually learn that's a load of crap. And the reason you know that is because I decided to make my list based on me just walking through the hall, right? And if I saw something, I would stop and be interested. And I went to BGG, and there's like 12 pages of all the games that are supposed to come out in 2024, right? And I got through like less than a page, and I already had a whole bunch of games I was interested in. So yeah, there are a whole bunch of games that are coming out about nature and birds and all this stuff that I don't care about, but there's still tons and tons of games that still speak to me today in our industry. The kind of games that I loved when I first got into it, those are still being made. There's just other games now that are being made about stuff that I don't care about. So for example, the thing that also is something good that I'm excited about is, yes, I kept seeing this Gnome Holloway game in all of everyone's photos, which had me genuinely intrigued. But one of the games I was most interested on my list here was the Burning Banners game, the game where the map looks like that from Lord of the Rings, and it's a war-based game, and you have all these different factions, and it's a campaign-based game. And I've seen a lot of people with that game, so it tells me that there's still light in the darkness. There are still people out there that enjoy kind of playing the games that I like to play, the kind of games that I've been playing for a long, long time. So that's my something good, is to know that there are still people out there like me that are still selling the kind of products that I'm interested in.
There you go.
All right.
Andy,
Well,
what you
Chris,
got?
I
Chris,
feel like
I gave you an opportunity to talk about DCC here. Like I was
Oh,
like, you
well-
could talk about that even.
No,
You
too
just
late.
went-
I mean,
too late now.
yeah.
Too late now.
That's fine. I'll do it some other time.
There
I've
you
always
go.
loved DCC. That game changed my life, changed the way I view role-playing games. It's amazing. It's the best one out there.
DCC is like the juicer is to Jack LaLanne.
I
The
don't
DCC
actually know that reference.
We're
but
the
okay.
only one old enough to know what that is.
All right. Well, anyway, I could just see Chris doing infomercials for it. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you something good about what's
Joseph
going on in the
Goodman, hit
industry.
me up. I would love to promote you.
Okay. So thank you, Chris. In case that wasn't abundantly clear to our audience, this segment is all about what's going on in the industry that is good right now. And we're going to talk about some of the things that are revolutionary, some of the things that are pushing the bounds, breaking new ground in the industry, something that just has given us that warm, fuzzy, feel-good feeling. And for me, what it is it is the deluxe editions of amazing games that have been coming out. So the Castles of Burgundy deluxe edition that came out, oh, so beautiful, and such a beautiful, wonderful Stefan Feld game. You've got Puerto Rico is going to be coming out with one soon. It's going on Kickstarter within weeks, I believe, and I'm super excited to back that one. And just all these, the people are taking these great classic games and making them beautiful and gorgeous, and that's where I want to invest my time and money, is in getting those games that I love to play and having them look great on the table. And I'm trying to move more into that realm as opposed to chasing the hotness. So we'll see what happens. But that's something that is good that's going on in the industry that I'm excited about personally. So, Daniel, what you got? What's going on good in the industry for you?
Well, you guys know me. Why I play board games. I love the puzzliness of it. I love the thrill of getting the newest game, but more than anything, I love the people and I love meeting new people. And for me, board gaming has always been about that. And I think I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if it's the industry in large, but right now I feel like there's such a focus on just the people who are playing the games, whether it's FBC gamers that we do every second Friday, or it's the people you meet at Gen Con, or the designers and or the publishers who are just so available to the people that are around them. I mean, we've been doing this podcast for 2 years now, and we really haven't met a lot of people through the podcast itself. But as soon as I was like, you know what, because of the podcast, I really should start looking into getting to know people. And like all of a sudden, like I know all of several of these local publishers. Like, I know people from Lucky Duck Games and All Play, and I've in and at Gen Con, I got to meet a couple of other publishers that just like I was just walking around with our friend Topher, and they were like, yeah, come chill with us, And it's like it reminded me how amazing this hobby is and how welcoming people are. I was trying to find the name of the show, but I think it's called Tabletop Turtle. This guy recently made a video that was like, this hobby is not toxic, and it was a refreshing video. And his ultimate theme of it was that there's always gonna be bad people in anything you do. It doesn't matter what it is, because there's jerks out there. Some people suck, and they're gonna find their way into your presence. But overall, what a welcoming and warm and just hobby we have here. And even the people who are the stars of this industry, even them are so approachable. Like honestly, I want to say it. We got an email from Tom Vassell about our last episode. Like, he was like, hey, love the episode. Love the fact that you talked about the Dice Tower Awards. I would like to just come on and talk about the Dice Tower Awards if you're cool with that. The Tom Vassell, he's like the top of our industry in this realm, and he just reached out to us, a little channel that has 900 subscribers. Make it more, subscribe now. And and it was just cool. It's just, I love this hobby, and I love it for that reason, and so many other reasons, but that one's really been on my heart lately. So
I'm shedding a tear because you're so moving, Daniel. You moved me.
I know. That's right. I knew you guys were going to mock me for that, but I don't care. It's what's great about the hobby.
It's all right,
this is a really
Daniel.
cool thing to be a part of.
It's cool. It's so cool.
Yeah, kind of piggyback off of Daniel a little bit. That was something I mentioned after I think after last Gen Con. That was my big thing about that, was how there's not many things out there now that unite people that are so different, and board gaming is one of them, where you can just go there, be a nerd, and hang out with people, and there's no judgment on anybody. Everybody's like, hey, come on, do this. Oh, you like that? Yeah, okay. You can be something you're not into at all, but you go talk to them about whatever they're into. What do you? Oh, you've been doing that till midnight? Oh, that's insane. Good job. Whatever. And it's everybody just encourages everybody, and it's really great feeling. So you're right about that. But that isn't what I went with, because I'd already talked about that. But what I went with was, I've been, to a lesser degree than Daniel, somewhat of a board game evangelist to different groups and trying to get people involved in board games, because of that, because it's such a welcoming community, or it can be. And because I think people are missing out on what I always have considered the golden age of board games. I'm like, you don't understand. This is not life. This isn't Pit. This is, tell me something about anything. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's a game about that. Anything that you can mention, there's a game about that. What did you do yesterday? There's a game about that. And so people don't understand that. And so I've been doing that. And then over the last, I would say it was about 2 years ago, maybe, I was starting to say, you know what? I think it may have reached its peak. I think we might be on the downhill slide. And what's going to happen when we're on the downhill slide? I mean, people are going to, you see, then COVID hits, and you see companies going broke, and you see people downsizing and less games coming out. And you're like, is this hobby coming to an end? The hobby that I know and love, is it coming to an end? And then we have Gen Con this year, sold out all 4 days. We have all these amazing new games coming out, and it's like, yes, my hobby is still here. And so the good news to me is the health of the hobby. I think there's been a little bit of a correction maybe in the market, and we had COVID. And so some things changed, and some people got stronger and some people went away, and it was like an adapt or die kind of a thing. But I think we're getting through that now. And I think we're seeing once again, more amazing games and more things that you would maybe have never thought of that would be a game or coming out as games. And so I think that's just me. It's the health of the industry is what is pumping me up. I love that this healthy. It's healthy because it's so, and it's the reason I'm happy about it is not just because of the good games, but because of the good feel about it, like Daniel was talking about. So the health of the industry is my feel good. And I'm done before my music.
Well, during your music.
Yes.
During your music.
What do you think is something good that's currently going on in the industry? Are you excited about all the things that everyone has said? And let us know in the comments, and make sure you subscribe.
Yes.